Something that has literally been a non-negotiable for me since always, since literally middle school, is journaling. From the sense of diary entries into manifestation journaling and everything in between. Journaling should be a non-negotiable in your life, and we're going to talk about why today.
Welcome to Perspective with Kaylee Phillips, the safe space to get deep, break through, and find alignment. Here we prioritize wholehearted self-love, passion-driven careers, and living your absolute best life. You're here for a reason, so jump into the good energy, put your rose-colored glasses on, and tune in for massive impact and growth. I'm your host, KP, ready to release perfect and welcome perspective.
Let's time travel. First of all, I have been journaling since I was a child, actually. My mom got me my first journal, and it was a super cute mommy and me journal where we would write back and forth to each other, and we tried to do it like every day. She would write a letter to me and then leave it on my dresser, and then I would write back to her and leave it in her room, and we would just write back and forth. I think it was an exercise to get me better at writing, honestly. And I think it was just to I think it was an exercise to be a good writer and like get comfortable with like my penmanship and everything. Like I think it was definitely like a tip she got to like help raise her child, but I also think it was a good way for us to connect with each other and for me to connect with myself from a young age of asking myself, how do I feel? And she would ask me like, how are you doing today? How was your day? How is school going? What have you been feeling recently? What do you need? And it would be a really great opportunity for me at a very young age. I think like kindergarten, like whenever you can start writing is when we started this because the penmanship and vocabulary and spelling is very laughable. But it was a really great way for me to start writing and asking myself these questions. And I think it really led me to be more intuitive and in tune with my thoughts and ready to ask questions. This is something I've been talking about a lot, the difference between making statements or asking yourself questions. For example, statement, my manifestations didn't work out. Question, why isn't this manifestation working out for me? Where's the resistance? And then that just opens a portal to growth and change and shifting and new perspectives and taking action. Whereas the statement is end of the road, end of the line. That's what it is. And I really believe that journaling helps open your mind to that so much. So that's where I started my first journaling journey with my mommy and me journal. And then she got me my own diary. It was a Hannah Montana themed diary, and I would write in it every day after school, just dear diary, this is what happened today. Love me. And then when I hit 5th grade, I bought my own journal. And this journal was special because this was like, it had like the lock on it and everything. And I would write all of my thoughts and feelings down. And I, again, really believe that this enhanced my emotional intelligence from a very young age because I've always been very inquisitive, and looking inward has been an unconscious standard in my life. Like I just always do it and I enjoy it. And I enjoy sitting down and writing, what am I feeling? And when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I enjoy being able to sit down and write, how am I feeling right now? What can I do with these feelings? So that all happened throughout middle school. So you guys can text the podcast now, by the way. You can send us a text to let us know how you're enjoying it. Let us know that you finished an episode, that you implemented something from an episode. You can text anything that you want. I receive these texts directly. So you can send a text to the podcast and let me know if you had a diary growing up. So after middle school, I then got my high school diary, and I literally have a stack of these right now. I'm in between moving from my apartment to my house, so I don't have them right now or I would show you guys. I have sent pictures of them on my email list in the past, so if you want to jump on the email list, it's called my digital diary. You can join it on my website. And I get very vulnerable in there. It's literally a digital diary. Oh my gosh, we're talking about diaries, and my email list is called a digital diary. That's just how you know. I am like such a diary girl. And here's why it's so important. So yes, getting inquisitive, asking yourself things, but also it is a form of therapy with yourself to be able to acknowledge events, acknowledge situations, acknowledge your actions, get a fresh perspective on what the situation is that you're being dealt, what you're doing with it, how you're feeling, and it lets you release these emotions. We're talking about diary style. So I think this was a really great way to keep me grounded during those very challenging times of puberty and middle school and high school and all those different eras with different relationships and problems and things. And it was a great way for me to have therapy with myself and just write about how I'm feeling and kind of leave those things on the page instead of bottling them up in my mind. So that's why the diary style is so, so important. And then in addition to that, having something to reflect on. And I always say, like, if someone found your diary, like, you aren't here anymore, it was found in like a time capsule or like, after you're here, not right now, because that would be like embarrassing if someone found my diary now, but like later on down the road, if someone found your diary, would they know the full picture of you? Would they know your truth? Would they know your thoughts and your feelings and your experiences? And if your answer is no, then you're not being real with yourself. So it's a really great exercise to know, okay, I am being real with myself or I'm not being real with myself at all. Asking yourself how I feel and not just writing, oh, I feel great, everything's fine, everything's good, but saying like, I feel terrible today, I'm having an awful day, I feel like shit today. And being able to be so vulnerable with yourself allows you to then be vulnerable with experiences and situations and challenges, and then you handle them better because you have embraced that vulnerability in your private space. So then you're able to let that translate and reflect into all the other areas of your life. And then just, yeah, having something to look back on and now being able to reflect, because we forget things. Like our memory is not golden where we're able to say, yeah, I remember everything that's ever happened in my life and I remember all the details and the feelings I had. But having a diary allows you to look back and then reflect on your growth and say, wow, look at where I was. And it's easy to get in a place where you're like, oh, I haven't grown, I haven't done anything, I haven't really changed that much since last year, because maybe in the tangible sense you live in the same place or you make the same amount of money. But then when you look back at those old journal prompts and you see how you used to feel, how you used to go through your day to day, and now you have this new routine and better feelings and better self-image, having that can increase your self-love exponentially, just being able to reflect. And I talk about reflection practice and gratitude practice hand in hand all the time. So we're going to get into that style of journaling now. So gratitude practice, if you've been tuning in for a while or if you've ever been in any of my programs, you know all about the gratitude practice because that is my jam. What I want you to do is write something down that you're grateful for every day, but the key is that you can't write the same thing twice. So writing food, water, house every day is not gratitude practice. That's just a repetition. So if you want to do a repetition style where you say the same things you're grateful for, like your blanket statements, that's great affirmations. But my version of gratitude is that you are writing something new every single time. You're never repeating yourself. And my reason for that is to get you into the mindset that you can literally find infinite things in your life to be grateful for, and you will never run out because abundance is all around you. So that form of journaling is so great because it's like you're keeping a log of all of the reasons you're so lucky and all of the abundance that you have in your life. And then the gratitude goes hand in hand with the reflection practice. Because in reflection practice, we're asking ourselves, what did I learn? What did I experience? Who did I meet? How did I grow today? And that goes hand in hand with the gratitude because we have this abundance and then we have this attraction. And in the reflection, we're really saying, okay, I attract lessons, I attract opportunities, I attract learning, I attract growth. And this is just such a great way to view everything as a learning or an opportunity, because as a way to learn or a way to grow. Because when you're not doing reflection practice, it's like, yeah, these things happen, whatever, on with the future, just always looking ahead, or we dwell on the past. But with reflection practice, we're able to really say, this is what happened today. What did I learn from it? How did I grow from this? And then we're training our brain to see abundance all around us and attraction all around us. So then came the era where I got my first manifesting journal. It has strawberries all over it. It is so cute. I got her a little bit into when I first started my business, and this was my journal for learning. I would take notes in it when I was learning the laws of the universe, laws of manifestation, learning about myself, like my human design and my Enneagram. And it was also my journal for all of my affirmations, my daily gratitude and reflection, of course, and then also for my scripting and manifesting. So the 369 method, scripting things so scripting is when you write out your situation that you're going to be in. You say, okay, the date is 2027 and this is where I am, or you can do it the next week, or even just tomorrow, but you write the date at the top of the page of whatever day you're manifesting, and then you write in the present tense what situation you're in. So that's what that whole entire journal was. It was all my spiritual practices, and writing things down is literally a form of speaking them into existence, especially if you struggle with speaking affirmations out loud and being confident enough to say things in the mirror or say things out loud to a friend, and have someone that you can walk and talk with and say yep, I am manifesting this, I'm manifesting that, and I feel so in tune with it, and just have those open conversations and have that community. If you're not able to do that, journaling is the place where you can speak those things into existence through the beauty of your hands and through your mind to body connection. You are literally putting your thoughts onto paper, and that is a way of manifesting it because you're turning these thoughts into a physicality, And that is literally step one to it, because everything we create happens through our minds, right? That's the law of creation. So as you're thinking these things that you desire and then you put it pen to paper, that is a form of manifestation. And that's like the first step to turning it into a reality. And then again, I use that strawberry journal all the time as a form of reflection. I will pull it out, I'll open to a random page and be like, wow, let's reflect on what I was manifesting at this time. Has it come to fruition? Why? How did it come to fruition? What was the things that I learned from it? What was the journey like? Maybe I didn't end up manifesting that thing because it wasn't meant for me, and what did I learn from that? But if I didn't have all those things written down, then I would just be kind of coasting in whatever exists in my brain at this time and whatever memories I could hold on to. But these journals are like an accumulation of who you are, and it is such a beautiful thing. And I want to be so clear. I still journal diary style, and I still think diary style is so essential. It's not just for kids. It's definitely not just like a middle school thing. It is so important to write in the reality of what's going on, not just in like the manifestation spiritual side of things, because when you're in just that like high vibe manifesting, you can sometimes end up suppressing your truth and suppressing your feelings and suppressing like what you really want to pray about and speak to the universe about, because you're trying to say, okay, everything's positive, everything's great, I'm scripting, everything's perfect, I have everything I need. But that diary style allows you to say, okay, this is how I'm feeling, this is the authentic truth behind my experience right now. And you can get into that duality of knowing change is coming your way, knowing this isn't your final destination, but still acknowledging those feelings and allowing yourself to have the negatives and the positives, because those things balance each other out. We can't have positives without negatives. We need sadness in order for happiness to exist, or else everything would just be neutral. So your diary style is your authentic space to really get in tune with your emotions. No matter how young or old you are, it is so important for you to have that emotional intelligence and emotional awareness and intuitive guide inside of you. And then those manifestation journals are so important for bringing things into fruition. So this is why I am obsessed with journaling. I've always been obsessed with journaling. It was like ingrained in me. And when I first started my business, I was an advertising specialist. I was running Facebook ads. I wasn't doing anything in the realm of mindfulness at all. But guess what? The first program I launched had journal prompts. Even when I was a service provider for like just doing my social media management, content creation, I would always give my clients journal prompts, because I think it's so important to get in tune with what you're creating, how you're showing up to your work, how you're enhancing your career, how you're loving yourself and taking care of yourself while balancing your busy workload. I've always believed in it. And if you look back through any of my services or programs, there's always journal prompts included. It is just amazing. And I have to share with you that 5 to Thrive has daily journal prompts for 5 weeks. So 5 to Thrive is my 5-week program where I am revolutionizing the way that women look at and approach their personal development journeys. We are working on our movement, so like the physical movement, working out. We are working on our nourishment, so the foods and nutrition that we're putting into our bodies. We are committing to our self-care and our mental health. So we are focusing on taking care of our bodies and minds and honoring those things as a unit and as an essential, not as a luxury. And we are focused on our passion, finding our passion, pursuing it, and devoting ourselves to something that really matters to us, and finding that heartbeat to our purpose in life. So we're focusing on all of these things, and that's a lot of things to tackle. That's a lot of different areas of our lives to focus on, but those are the areas that are going to bring us into alignment, and the way that we approach it is so beautiful and so cohesive that your success is just inevitable. And one of those core pieces is the daily journal prompts that I give you. Sometimes it's shadow work where you're really looking to your inner child and you're looking to your past and doing that reflection growth and reflection practice that you might have missed out on in maybe your teen years or your early 20s or whatever time of your life where you maybe weren't too devoted to reflecting and learning. So now is the time to dig back in and do that shadow work and do that inner healing and heal that younger version of you. We're also doing future tense manifestation journal prompts. We have meditations to listen to while you're journaling. And I believe in all of these things so much in order to manifest your dream reality in the spiritual sense and in the sense of just growing as a human being and living in the present moment. Journaling is an essential, non-negotiable. I do it every single day, and you can do it every single day with me inside of 5 to Thrive if you want to join. It is $75 a month right now. The $300 total investment won't last forever. You can join right now in the description below, and we start every single Monday. We enroll new people into the room. So join us now, get your daily journal prompts, and get all 5 of those goals in. Get your buckets full this month. We call them our life buckets inside. It's so freaking cute, and it is just it's literally just like the best thing I've ever created. Like I'm so in love with it. And it is something that you can repeat for the rest of your life. You know, like the amount of times that I've already done 5 to 5, what have we done it? Like 3 times. This is my third time doing it over. So like just imagine growing all of those goals that you've said, oh, I can't do that. Like, oh, that's not for me, or I'm not ready for that. I don't have the time, the energy to focus on that. Imagine if that went from that energy into like, oh, this is so easy for me. This is actually something I can integrate into my life with so much ease and joy and love in the process. Like, can you imagine that shift? That would be so beautiful and so amazing for you. And that's exactly what we're doing inside of 5 to Thrive. So I'm really excited to see you in there. I'm excited to see you get all those journal prompts. And there are also some bonus ones in there. So it's not even just the daily ones. You have like so many goodies. Something I always do is over deliver. That's like one of my pillars. I always over deliver. So make sure you join us in 5 to Thrive. If you have any questions about it, send a text to the podcast or send me a message over on Instagram and we can chat back and forth. Thanks for being here today, and make sure you walk away from this episode and go do some journaling. Go do some inner healing, do those gratitude and reflection journals, and write about how your day was. Let yourself heal your inner child through doing a diary entry today, and just show yourself some love. Do something to love yourself. I'll talk to you guys next time.